In a world brimming with untold stories, some are whispered in the hallowed quiet of forgotten places, waiting for a curious soul to lend an ear. Our tale begins not with the clamor of a bustling city or the drama of a grand stage, but in the hushed, sunbeam-dusted confines of an old attic, where a young girl named Lily was about to stumble upon a story she would live to regret. The air, thick with the scent of aged wood and forgotten memories, seemed to hold its breath as Lily's small hands pushed open a heavy wooden trunk. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed lace and moth-eaten fabrics, lay a dollhouse. It was a masterpiece of miniature architecture, its tiny gables and delicate window frames a testament to a craftsman's love. But it was one of its inhabitants that captured Lily's gaze, a porcelain doll, its painted eyes holding a vacant stare, its rosy lips fixed in a cracked, unsettling smile. An inexplicable chill traced a path down Lily's spine, but fascination quickly won over fear. She gently lifted the doll, its cold, smooth surface a stark contrast to the attic's warmth. Lily brought the dollhouse down to her room, its silent world a new kingdom for her to command. She spent the afternoon lost in play, arranging the miniature furniture and positioning the porcelain doll in the tiny living room, seating it primly on a velvet armchair. The game was a comforting ritual, a simple joy, but the comfort of the day dissolved into a creeping unease with the morning light. As Lily's eyes fluttered open, she glanced at the dollhouse, and her heart gave a sudden, sharp jolt. The doll was no longer in the armchair. It was now standing in the miniature kitchen, its back to the room, as if it had been interrupted while fetching a glass of water. Lily tried to dismiss it, her rational mind searching for an explanation of vibration, a draft. Perhaps she had simply forgotten moving it herself. But a seed of dread had been planted, and it began to sprout in the fertile ground of her imagination. The doll's cracked smile, once just a flaw, now seemed like a knowing, private joke. The days that followed were a quiet torment. Each morning brought a new, unnerving tableau within the dollhouse. The doll would appear in the hallway or by the tiny staircase, its unblinking eyes always seeming to find a new vantage point. The line between a child's game and a waking nightmare began to blur. Then came the night that shattered Lily's reality completely. Tucked in her bed, drifting on the edge of sleep, she was startled by a distinct sound, a single, sharp creak of a floorboard just outside her bedroom door. The house was old, but this sound was different, deliberate. Her blood ran cold. With trembling hands, she switched on her bedside lamp, its soft glow pushing back the shadows. Her terrified gaze darted to the dollhouse across the room. A gasp escaped her lips, choked and silent. The porcelain doll, a perfect, horrifying mimic, was standing right outside the miniature bedroom door, its tiny hand resting on the even tinier doorknob. Fear, cold and absolute, seized her. She was frozen in her bed, her eyes locked on the dollhouse, every nerve screaming. The doll's position was an impossible coincidence, a direct reflection of the sound that had just pierced the silence of her own home. Lily's breath hitched in her throat as a new sight unfolded before her terrified eyes. A dark, slender shadow slipped under her real door, pooling on the floorboards like a spill of ink. It was long, thin, and utterly unnatural. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the suffocating quiet. Slowly, as if drawn by an unseen force, her gaze drifted from the shadow back to the dollhouse, to the porcelain figure that had started it all. She leaned closer, her mind refusing to process what her eyes were seeing. In the dim light, the doll's face filled her vision. The crack in its porcelain smile seemed to have stretched, widened into a grotesque, triumphant grin that promised an eternity of play. And as the story of Lily and her doll reaches its chilling pause, we are left to wonder, what games truly end when the lights go out?